Sup, Gooners? This is Quill and Ollie the Nug, or aka Brian, from the Grave Ship today, and we are covering the other green deck in the Nikke set. This is the Alice deck. If you guys watched my other video before this on one of the other green decks, or if you're watching this one first, um, I'll say right out this deck is fun to play, but I don't think it is good enough to win a tournament. If you guys are competing, I wouldn't play this, but it is fun. It seems fun. The gimmick of this deck is giving everything enough energy to boost it past 4K or at 4K. But everything is below 35 starting out, aside from this raid target. Not the raid target, this raid. So we'll start off with the zero cost. We have this Alice, just the regular raid target. This one, on play, choose one other Tetra line character. It gets 500 this turn, then place the top card of your deck face down under the chosen character. So this deck also relies on having cards under it to get abilities. That is the other gimmick of it. It reminds me of Black Bull's Purple and then the Asta. It's a very swarm-like deck, and on top of that, you need to have cards under to give things abilities. So this is kind of a lot more thinking than most decks, just when it comes to like putting stuff under. This is also like the Green Yu Yu Hakusho, the version without Snipe Yusuke, where you're using mainly the Impact 4 cost and the Kihei and the Karama, because they all have to have cards in them to get abilities. And then this is the other one, draw one, trash one, for the other zero. And you might notice this is at 10. The reason why I have these at 10 zeros is because we have 8 ones, one cost. So there's no need for 12 zeros, especially if you have a bunch of ones. On top of that, I'm not a fan of the draw one, trash one, because I don't like having to get rid of something. I just like having to get something. Um, but, you know, from the looks of this deck, I'm okay with trash and all this stuff. So on to the one cost. This is the raid target. You may place one card face down on this character to the outside area, and if you do, this character gains 1,000 for the turn. So she's at 35 when attacking. If you have a card under her, so you'd probably do this, proc it to this early in the game, beginning game, and then so she can swing with 35 as a one cost. So you can get past most characters because they're usually going to be like 2 to 3K.
3K at most.
3K at most. Other than if you're going as Toguro.
Toguro.
Yeah, Toguro's a 4K one
Oh yeah,
cost.
Daddy Toguro.
Yeah.
But he can't block, can he?
You can only block for 4K.
Yeah.
4K. But stuff like that. There's some weird oddball cards. Anyways, then you have this other one cost. Look at the top three. Reveal one Tetra line, add it to hand, place the rest on the bottom of your deck. And if you add something to hand, put something from hand to sideline. And then place one card from your hand face down under a Tetra line character. So a lot of these cards, as I said, are dependent on getting cards under them. So you're going to have to really think in the beginning on what you want to have cards under them, and what you're going to need to have cards under. So you want to hold on to your ones and zeros, it seems like. And then on top of that, this is just a good mill to get what you need. This card is pretty good. So on play, when on the energy line, if there is a Noir on the area, this character is active if played on the energy line, and its main is rest this card. Choose one of the Tetra line character, it gains 500, and then place the top area deck face down on the chosen character. You're definitely going to want this. I put it down to 3 instead of 4 because it's a non-trigger, and I found some other cool cards that I think are more reliant, like this Impact card that's active trigger and also a raid target, because this deck lacks Impact, so this is kind of a very important card. So I put that in substitute for this. And then this is the Noir it talks about. If on the front line, place one face down character to the sideline. If you do, choose 2 characters in your area and they gain 500 this turn. And if there is the Blanc on the field, all characters gain an extra 500. So, if you're having her on the front line and you discard a card, she's at 35. Now she's at 4K. If she's usually going to be on the back line, and this is usually going to be on the back line, this is energy generation, because since the highest cost we have is 4, right here, we only need 6 double energies. This is our color trigger. On play, draw a card, place one from hand to not hand to sideline, place one card under a character on my area. So again, this is highly reliant on getting cards under them. And then this is another card for when attacking. But to digress, guys, You don't want this in the back usually. You don't want this anywhere on the field because it's just on play. This is on play. It doesn't matter. This usually on the front line. This in the back, and this in the front line, and this in the back. So this is getting abilities to use. This is giving abilities. This is getting abilities to use. Giving abilities. Giving abilities. Giving abilities. And giving abilities. And this is using abilities. So this one's kind of cool. You may place two face down cards under characters on your area to the sideline. So let's say I had these guys and I don't want to use their like get 3500 or 4K. I can just sideline them and then choose one Tetra line character I played this turn and put it to active. And only when attacking. So let's say, for instance, I have this 4K up front. I just played her and she's resting. And I have enough stuff going on to where three of my characters, including if this is included, have cards under. I would probably swing with her first, so I can discard two of my characters and and give her impact if that's what's needed in that situation. Because this, for instance, the highest it's going to be is 35 normally if you don't have this. If you don't have a card under her from another ability, the most she's swinging with is 2500. And then if you have a card under this, she's only 3K. So that's the only downside. Again, as I said with the deck, it's hard to get past 4K, especially because everything's relying on putting cards under. Now for our bread and butter of the deck. On play, look at the top four cards. Play up to one character with 2 or less energy and 1 EP cost among them from your area rested. Wait, look at the top four. Play one character. Area.
Basically, look at the top four, play
Oh.
2 costs or less resting, and then you can sacrifice 3 cards face down underneath characters to make it a 3 cost instead.
Oh, so you just look at the top four and just place them. Cool.
It's like a baby Unahana.
Oh, okay, cool. So that's kind of cool. So it lets you. I guess what I would want to do in that situation, if I'm rating on top of this, most likely than not, or this most likely than not, I would want to play this because it gives something 500 and you get to put a card under, or this so I can search through my stuff and put something under.
That's a combo card for sure. Mm-hmm. Combo rate.
So this is to help everything else, and you never want to rate on this card. Please don't rate on this card because this is what's going to get damage through. This is just a regular 4K. Everything here are just bodies. This is the only thing that can actually deal damage to your opponent and give actual threat in this deck. And then you have your normal restand, and then this special. So this special is kind of dog doo-doo in my opinion, because it does not kill anything. But choose one of the following effects. If there's Alice on your area, which you probably will, you get all the effects. But it is cool because you get to choose one or the other. So choose up to one Tetra line character, and it gains 2,000 BP plus impact. So you could technically give this double impact if needed, but you can also give her impact or any of these characters that need impact, and they also gain.
You probably would never give stuff double impact ever, and don't ever give stuff double impact in UA unless it's a force block, because they are only taking 2 damage if they block. Which why would you choose to take 2 damage and lose a character?
Or if it has snipe, then I guess
or if it has snipe.
So this gets you up to 2K. So every character on here with this card, aside from like the lower 1500s, like this and above, are going to be at 4K, 45 impact. So that's kind of cool. And then, or you can choose one Tetra line character, and if you do, draw a card, then place one card face down under the chosen character and set it to active. So that's cool. So you can put her down if you don't have this combo going on. You can put her down, activate this, put a card under her, so now she has impact and she's active, and you get to choose another character, it gains 2K, and it's also impact. So you're going for 2 impacts for the turn. The thing I see lacking with this deck is like, dude, there's so many other decks that, you can get 2 impacts out front easy. You know what I mean? Out of all these decks, as I said, this is probably one of the lower ranking decks out of these, out of all this. Fun to play, but I would not recommend playing it in a tournament if you're trying to win something. But again, if you're with some friends, fun to play. The other substitute you guys can have in here, if you guys are having trouble getting draw power or something, is that we have a sight card. So every time a character wins a battle, you can draw a card and switch that to resting. Not really recommended.
You're not winning much battles with that deck. Let's be real.
Yeah. So and most times when you hit with impact, it goes through, so it doesn't technically win a battle. You're just taking life. So that is the only downside. But aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't really see any other cards to add. This card in specific, I'm not sure if it's in the booster box when you get it, because when we open up the X Burst, this is at the bottom. It's not with the rest of the cards, so I'm a little confused on where it'd be. Like, for instance, if you saw in one of our last videos, like, these cards look like they'd come out of the promo pack.
That one's a release event.
It's a release event.
That one for sure.
So definitely coming in the promo pack. So I'm not sure if these
I think
cards
they are just in
included.
the booster. Those are just
In the
booster.
booster?
I seen these. I seen that card for sure in the release event. That one.
Okay. All right. So you guys are good if you guys buy this. But again, hope you guys enjoyed. This is a very swarmy type of deck, and I personally don't like having to rely on having cards under to do stuff, because then what sucks is that when it's not your turn, they aren't that anymore. You know what I mean? They're just normal cards that are just bodies. So you're pretty much going to swarm your whole front line to body, body, body. You know what I mean? And take some and try to do your best to get it back up, but I don't know. It's if you're going against like Roy Mustang or anything that like Byakuya that just gets rid of your whole front line, dude. If you have a 15k up front, they love that. Now they only have to drop 2 cards. If you have Ichigo out of raid, the 5 cost, all you have to do is drop 3 cards to removal. Like it's not. It's really easy to get rid of these cards on the front line. So again, fun to play, not to do tournaments with. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you guys on the next one.